Jack Dorsey's Block is gearing up to integrate its self-custody Bitcoin wallet, Bitkey, with Cash App and Coinbase. Joining us now to discuss is Lindsey Grossman, the business lead at Bitkey, Block's Bitcoin wallet. Welcome, Lindsey.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's wonderful to have you here. You know, there's been a lot of chatter about self-custody following the implosion of FTX. I think Ledger had their highest single day of sales. Then we had CZ come out on Twitter and say, actually, self-custody is not for everyone. It's super hard. Then there was Ledger's drama around their recovery key phrase. And now we have this product. Why launch it now?
Well, first off, let me give a little bit of context. Bitkey is a self-custody Bitcoin wallet that has three parts. It has a mobile app to make transactions easily on your phone, and it has a hardware device to protect your savings securely offline, and a set of recovery tools in case you lose your phone or hardware or both. It's a 2 out of 3 multi-signature wallet, which means 2 out of the 3 keys are in your hands as the customer, and the third key is on Block's backend. And in this case, 2 out of 3 keys are needed to move money, so Block can never move your money without you. And the only reason that Block has a key on its back end is to help you for when you want to move money with just your phone, and also to help you when life happens, when you lose your phone or when you lose the hardware, or even both. And we got into this business because we believe that everyone should be able to safely and easily truly own and manage their own Bitcoin and not leave it in the custody or control of crypto exchanges or custodial wallets. And we just don't believe that today's existing solutions are really ready for the next 100 million Bitcoin users. They're incredibly difficult to use. And even the way people store and manage seed phrases in reality are imperfect for a wider audience. So that's why we got here. And I'm happy to talk about our two big pieces of news as well. But let me turn it back over to you.
So if I don't want Block to have any keys at all, look, I had a situation, kind of irrelevant, but that's never stopped me before. Verizon had somebody in Verizon basically, and I'm sorry to expose you, Verizon, but this has been a problem, consistent problem. Somebody at Verizon sold my information, sold it. And I got hacked, and it's been a nightmare ever since. So that was an inside job, which happens. If I don't want you guys to have my keys, can I change that?
So we're starting off with 2 out of 3 model where our key is involved, but you'll have full control over your money. So Block, you have choice about when you move your money with both keys. For example, you can set spending limits of when you want our third key to be involved in a transaction. So we really put the control in users' hands. And even on the data front, you can decide how much information you want to give us for things like notifications about money movement alerts or even recovery attempts. So the idea is to really give customers choice and control on how they move their money and how we're involved.
But you'll always have a third key, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's for what we're building to start with. We'll always have a third key. But as I mentioned, the two things that key is used for is when you want us to co-sign with a mobile phone only transaction, right? You set the limits. You decide when you want us to use that key. And then also in the case of recovery events, when you get a new phone or you lose your hardware or both. And so I think one of the things the reason we wanted to come and talk to you guys today is because we have 2 big milestones. First and foremost is that we are launching our external beta. So signups are live on our site, bitkey.build, and applications are open until June 30th. So you have about 9 days for those who are interested in trying it out. It's important to note, though, we've been already testing this product across 19 countries internally with Block employees. We've learned a lot. We've iterated on the user experience, and now it's time to get this in the hands of people around the world. The second big piece of news is that we're working with exchanges to get coins off the exchange. We've announced our 2 first global partnerships, first with Coinbase and then with Cash App. And the whole goal there is to work with both of these companies to make moving your coins off of those exchanges easier and safer. So just a moment ago, you showed a couple glimpses of the user experience. Customers will be able to both transfer existing Bitcoin from Coinbase and from Cash App easily through an integrated experience, as well as later also buy new Bitcoin and immediately withdraw that from those exchanges. It's a staggered rollout that we'll have throughout the year. And it's important to note that, of course, when you use Bitkey, you can move Bitcoin to and from any Bitcoin wallet in the world. And it's just that these first 2 partners will make that experience easier for customers, really smooth out the transition to self-custody in the first place.
CZ said that CZ said self-custody is really hard, and why would he lie to me?
I disagree with CZ on that. I think I think that self-custody can be for everybody, but it has to be easier than it currently is. So perhaps when he tries out our product, he might disagree. But we have a lot of work to do as an industry to make it the norm for everybody.
And any concern on the regulatory front, given the SEC's lawsuit with Coinbase right now?
So obviously, I'm not going to comment on a third party's regulatory issues, but this does not change our strategy to make self-custody easier and safer and to get coins off of exchanges. When we started working with Cash App and Coinbase, we were aligned on a number of things. Most importantly, that today self-custody is not easy and that we need to work together to make that a reality. And both organizations also believed in things like price transparency. When customers use these integrations in the Bitkey app, they'll be able to see the full, true, all-in cost of buying Bitcoin. They'll be able to have transparency on how quickly it's going to leave those companies' platforms and enter the Bitkey self-custody wallet. So those are the things that really united us, was about making self-custody easier and safer for customers.
So who are your users? It sounds like you talk about the next 100 million users. It sounds like this is targeted at maybe not a crypto native audience, given the Cash App integration. How are you going to get this to the next 100 million users? It feels like there are a few steps to take to actually educate them on self-custody, how to use this, what it means. How do you get there?
Absolutely. Well, getting to the next 100 million Bitcoin users, of course, is a very long journey, and Block and the team at Bitkey have a long-term focus here. I think for the next year especially, we're really focused on people who are new to self-custody. So they won't necessarily be new to Bitcoin. They would have bought Bitcoin, held it on platforms like Cash App or Coinbase, but they maybe are not familiar what really owning your own keys means and what true autonomy and control means. And so we are on a journey to both make it easy, but also to talk about ownership. Keys even came into the creation of our name because keys equal ownership. So that's who our first focus is in year one. A lot of people ask us, hey, are you going to go out and cannibalize existing Ledger Trezor users? That's actually not our goal. Our goal is to bring people who've never self-custodied before into self-custody for the first time.
Lindsey, thank you very much for joining the show this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
That was Lindsey Grossman, business lead at Bitkey, Block's Bitcoin wallet.